Hey everybody, this is Jim at SP500chart.com. It's about 4:15 on 5:15. We're going to take a look at the chart. I have to remind you that the website and the video are for educational purposes only, and nothing stated at the site or in the video is intended to be used as investment advice. I can draw lines on charts, but you have to draw your own conclusions from your own research and make investment decisions that are suitable for your personal financial situation. I am not a licensed financial professional. I'm just a guy who draws lines on charts. So let's take a look. Somebody is reading my mind. And what they're thinking is, oh my goodness, here we are once again between 1840 and 1884. Seems hard to believe, but here we are once again where we have been essentially for the past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 weeks. We're going on a full quarter here of going nowhere. And I know it's frustrating. It's frustrating to me too. You keep thinking, you get a little hint that maybe something's going to happen, and then something doesn't happen. The good news is we have yet, well, I say it's good news. It's not really good news. But if you've been following the chart in these videos, I've been looking for a close over 1900, and we have yet to get it. The close over 1900 is kind of what I'm looking at personally as being the point at which, yes, we are now going up. So far, we flirted with 1900 back in the early part of April. We got momentarily over 1900 just this week. But here we are again, almost exactly in the middle, between 1884 and our 1850-ish, 1840 gray area. I'm keeping that a gray area, by the way, because we've got these little dips here, 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 certainly here, here, and wherever we end up finding a little bottom currently, they don't all line up. So I'm keeping it a fuzzy area where most of them are in this area. So guys, I tell you, about the only thing I can share with you today is we did bounce on a back test on a line that I really didn't think would be that important, to be frank. But that is where we back tested. So maybe, I don't know. I'm not comfortable saying this is where we now head back up. And the reason I'm not comfortable saying that is because we broke a couple of support lines. So it doesn't make sense to me, and I'm just thinking aloud here, it doesn't make sense to me that we would break this line and we would break this line, but then we back tested this less important line in the expectations that now we zoom back on up. That just doesn't seem to make much sense. What I would rather expect is that this line, we got a little bounce on this line, but that it should not be considered to be horribly important, because really the look of this is big move down, finding a little support, then a move up, and I'm going to call this for now a potential bear flag with something like this shape right here. So I'm going to make these light blue, which is kind of my flag color. How things change in the blink of an eye. And if this is a bear flag, then I would expect that we will be challenging the 1840 to 1850 area. If not tomorrow, then early next week. That's just the sense I get here, and I got to call it how I see it, realizing, and I hope you realize, I could be dead wrong, but let's watch this little rising form right here. See if this is going to turn into a bottoming pattern, okay? Then we would need to break out significantly over this little cluster of lines here. This just looks to be more of a rising little wedge. I would watch this line right here really closely. This wedge would be confirmed, or this bear flag would be confirmed on a breakdown of this lower line. So I call it a potential bear flag because until it breaks down, it could be that we're just coming down for a little bit deeper test of this line. Maybe, but that's not the real sense I get from what we saw today. And I'll be honest with you guys, I think I mentioned this in the notes over the last video. The chart right now is a mess. It is full of ambiguities. It is full of apparent contradictions. It is full of inconsistencies. And if you think about it, if you think about the fact that obviously for 12 weeks, the market has not been able to make up its mind where it wants to go, whether it's up or down. It cannot decide. It makes sense to me that indecision would be found all in this chart. And frankly, indecision is all over this chart. And therefore, I can't decide either. A person could be the most skilled technical analyst in the world, and I think they would look at this chart and they would go, I don't know. I just don't know. For every move up, there's a move down. For every move down, there's a move up. Then there's a down, up, down, up, down. We are just literally churning up here. So let's just keep an eye on it. See if we get a bounce again. If this little pattern ends up being a bear flag, let's see if we get our bounce in the 1840 to 1850 range. That would seem to make sense. That would look about right. We have a swift move down, bear flag, and then another move down to about equal what led to this forming in the first place. So guys, I'm going to punt after that and just say, if you got something that you can share with me that helps me to understand what's going on any better than what I'm able to try to do on my own, please share it. Okay? Let's just do one thing here, and this is going to fit into the close over 1900 scenario. Now that we have two tops that I think look pretty clear, I'm going to move this line here because that really is where we encountered pretty strong resistance. So I'm just going to make that one little change in today's chart, and additionally I'm going to extend this on out. I was hoping we didn't need to, but it appears in fact we do. So again, let's keep an eye on it. This is now our resistance. This is now our support area. Let's see what we get served up over tomorrow, the last day this week, and then let's see what we get served up early next week before we make any definitive calls on what's going on here. Frankly, if we do what we've been doing for the past 12 weeks, there's no definitive call to be made. We're churning. We're going nowhere. So let's watch it. Let's be careful. If this breaks down here, we've got a couple levels of support where one would expect to be picked up with a good bounce. But if we cannot get up over 1900, and I think fairly soon, we run the risk of potentially setting up a top up in this area. And it could be a number of things. The first thing that would come to mind would be potentially a double top with our with a double top. What's the word I want to put here? With our, you can't really call it a neckline, but I think that would be confirmed with a close under 1810, certainly taking out 1800. So let's just keep an eye on it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your patience. Gosh, I'm trying to be as patient as I can with myself. So thanks again. Take care. Thank you for your support. And let's see if we get some clarity in the week ahead.